It's strange, isn't it? How you can wake up one day, look at your life, and realize that you don't actually recognize the person you've become. Not in a dramatic movie trailer type of way, but more like this quiet, unsettling feeling in the background. Almost like you're watching yourself from a distance, doing things you don't remember choosing, living a life that doesn't quite feel like it's yours. For a long time, that was me. I thought becoming someone I was proud of meant achieving something big, hitting some milestone that would magically flip a switch and make me feel worthy. I convinced myself that pride lives somewhere in the future, waiting for me like a checkpoint in a video game. But here's what I eventually realized. Becoming someone you're proud of isn't a moment that you reach, it's a direction that you move toward. And the craziest part, most people never even start walking. Today I want to talk about what it actually takes to become someone that you respect. Not in other people's eyes, but in your own. Because that's the part nobody teaches you. Becoming proud of yourself isn't about applause, achievements, or validation. It's about alignment. Let's start with something uncomfortable. There's a version of you that you know you could be. Not a fantasy superhero version, just a slightly more intentional, disciplined, courageous version of yourself. And you can feel the distance between that person and who you are today. That gap is painful. Some people try to numb that pain by scrolling, gaming, binge watching, overworking, anything to avoid sitting alone with themselves. Others try to outrun it, as if speed alone will make the feeling disappear. But the truth is, the pain isn't the enemy. The pain is the map. It's pointing towards the parts of your life that are misaligned. If your job makes you feel small, if your habits embarrass you, if your choices don't match your values, your mind will remind you. Not because it hates you, but because it knows what you're capable of. For me, the turning point wasn't some inspirational moment. It was when I got tired of hearing my own excuses. I would say things like, I want to be more disciplined, or I want to be more confident, or I want to be more creative. But every day, I behaved like the exact opposite person. Nothing feels worse than breaking promises to yourself. The gap wasn't external, it was internal, between who I said I was and how I actually acted. And that brings us to the first real insight. You don't become someone you're proud of by thinking differently. You become that person by acting differently, long before it feels natural. Somewhere along the way, we were taught that identity is fixed, that you're either the type of person who wakes up early or you're not, the type of person who goes to the gym or doesn't, the type of person who creates things or consumes forever. That's a lie. Identity is not who you are, it's who you repeat. If you scroll every night until 2 a.m., you become the kind of person who scrolls every night until 2 a.m. If you avoid hard conversations, you become someone who avoids discomfort. The repetition cements the identity. But here's the liberating part. If your identity is built, you can rebuild it. No one warns you how terrifying that realization is. Because once you understand that your habits are votes for the person you become, you can't pretend you don't know anymore. You can't blame your childhood, your job, your parents, your DNA. You have to face the uncomfortable truth. Every day, you are casting votes for or against the person you want to be. And if that stings, then good. That's clarity. People think the hardest part of transforming your life is starting. It's not. The hardest part is stopping the negotiation. You know what I'm talking about. I'll start tomorrow. I'm too tired today. I don't feel motivated right now. I'll do it when life calms down. This negotiation is death by 1,000 justifications. It's not the lack of time that destroys us. It's the constant mental debate that drains our energy before we ever act. Becoming someone you're proud of happens on the day you stop arguing with yourself. Not because it suddenly gets easy, but because you decide, I don't ask my feelings for permissions anymore. You go to the gym when you don't feel like it. You sit down to create when creativity isn't flowing. You face the conversation when anxiety tells you to run away. That's when identity shifts. That's when pride appears, not as a reward, but as a reflection. Pride isn't something you earn after the work. It's something you feel while becoming the kind of person who does the work. We chase respect from others like it's oxygen. But really, no amount of external respect will replace the absence of internal respect. You can be liked by everyone and still hate who you are when the room gets quiet. You can make progress in public and be disappointed in private. That internal opinion, the one nobody else hears, is the only one that matters. I used to think that pride came from results. It doesn't. It comes from character. The tiny moments nobody sees. Getting up when you said you would, putting your phone down when it matters, doing the thing you promised, especially when nobody would know if you didn't. Every time you follow through, you reinforce a message. I can trust myself. Self-respect is not a feeling, it's evidence. And you build it like compound interest, tiny decisions repeated until one day you look in the mirror and you finally recognize the person staring back. There are 3 lies that keep most people from ever becoming someone that they're proud of. Let me break them down. Lie number 1. I need motivation first. Motivation is not a starting resource, it's a side effect of action. Inactivity kills confidence because it leaves your brain starving for proof that you're capable. The moment you act, even badly, your brain relaxes. Lie number 2. Once the circumstances are right, I'll start. Life never becomes convenient enough to support your dreams. The universe will not schedule an appointment for your transformation. If you wait for perfect timing, your entire life becomes a hallway of unopened doors. Lie number 3. Small steps don't matter. This is the deadliest lie of them all. Your life is not shaped by massive events. It's shaped by microscopic consistency. Missing one day does not ruin you. Not caring about days is what ruins you. There's a version of you that terrifies you, not because it's unrealistic, but because it's possible. That version of you speaks honestly, isn't controlled by fear, keeps promises, creates without permission, respects themselves enough to choose discomfort over regret. You don't fear failure. You fear responsibility. Because once you admit who you could be, you can't live like who you currently are. That realization is brutal, but it's also the doorway. Pride begins the moment you stop trying to escape yourself. Here's the simplest metric I've ever found. Would the version of you that you admire be proud of the choices you made today? Not someday, not in the future, today. If the answer is no, don't punish yourself, just adjust. You're not failing, you're calibrating. Becoming someone you're proud of is not a transformation. It's a rerouting, a constant returning to the path you already knew was yours. Pride is actually a lot quieter than you would expect. It doesn't feel like fireworks or applause. It feels like closing your eyes at night and not cringing. Being able to sit with your thoughts without trying to drown them out. Knowing your actions and your values aren't strangers. Pride isn't euphoria, it's peace. The peace of no longer running from yourself. If you take nothing else from this, you become someone you're proud of by making choices your future self would thank you for, long before you feel like the person who deserves them. Identity follows evidence. Confidence follows identity. Pride follows both. You don't wait to feel ready, you act, and then readiness catches up. You don't wait to believe in yourself, you give yourself reasons to believe. You don't wait to become someone you're proud of, you vote for that person, one choice at a time. So one day, maybe not soon, but eventually, you'll look back and realize something wild. You didn't become someone you're proud of through dramatic gestures. You became them through quiet consistency. You stopped negotiating, you showed up, and you cast better votes. And when the gap is closed, you didn't feel like you finally reached a destination. You felt like you finally came home.